Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Keller and Greg Anthony. Western Conference battles always fun. This time it's the Los Angeles Lakers intent on protecting home court. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for Sacramento, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Rajon Rondo is out there with McLemore. Then there's Caspi, and it's Cauley Stein in at the 4. And so it's the Kings getting on the board first. And stolen by Cauley Stein. Here's McLemore.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay.
DeMarcus Cousins can really be unstoppable at times on offense. He's shown star qualities ever since he stepped into the NBA. But it wasn't until last season that he was voted to the All-Star game.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Williams kicks to Hibbert. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line.
Hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Now here's Rondo. And there's Cousins. That's good on the assist by Caspi. And back to Cousins last year. He was the first Sacramento King to appear in an All-Star game, which is hard to believe in over a decade. That is a long stretch, a long drought.
I'll tell you what, no question he's been doing a lot of heavy lifting here early in his career. But I tell you what, you surround him with some sick talent, and I can see rings in this young man's future.
Now here's Bryant. Rajon Rondo missing his last shot. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. Great look, but off the mark. For Sacramento, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And there's a minute 45 left here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. And Hibbert with the block. Williams kicks to Bryant. Shot from 16, and it's wide right. It's off the rim. Kings leading now by 3. The drive by Rondo, and that one's good. Rondo's got his first basket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Clarkson kicks to Williams. Looks for Hibbert. Gets it to him. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And who has been a greater enigma than Roy Hibbert? A guy who can look like an all-star Clark one game and undrafted free agent the next.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing the kind of swings Roy has had. He's been really good at times. Sometimes he gets in his own way with overthinking things, but I think he's got everything he needs to be an upper-tier center, upper echelon center. Just has lacked consistency the last year or two.
And the Lakers making a change here. Nance is checked in, and then for Sacramento. Kufis checked in for Cauley Stein. Gallinari comes in for McLemore, and it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. .51 seconds left in the first. Pass to Kufis. It's stolen by Randall. They get a hand on it. Kufis kicks to Collison. That's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession. .27 seconds left in the first quarter. That doesn't go either for Collison.
Trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you
to play in the first quarter. Here's Cousins. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And still a... And Kobe Bryant dealing with the wear and tear of decades in the league.
Well, you have to make adjustments, you know.
Well, at Kobe's age, and with the 2 years' worth of injuries, is coming back for him just a matter of great adjustments? Or is that another way of saying he has to limit everyone's expectation, including his own?
You know what? When it comes to Kobe Bryant, history has shown that the normal rules just don't apply. I think it's the rest of the league that's going to have to adjust to a well-rested and still very lethal right now.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Clarkson is out there with Russell. Then there's Brown. Then it's Brandon Bass. And it's Nance in at the 4-star. That's who's in the game for the Lakers.
And Costa Cooper's an excellent rotation center. I mean, he gets after it on the inside. He can give you some rebounds, can block some shots. He's made himself into a factor. Yeah, good job to take it right at him.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had the foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. Anderson comes in for Casper. And Kufa's not really a shooter, Clark. He does his damage around the rim.
Yeah, he really does. The former Buckeye is a great screen setter. He attacks the offensive glass, plays within himself, he knows his role, and he does it well.
Kicks to Anderson. The Lakers with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Collison kicks to Anderson, and that one's good.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
Well, last season, Greg, another year without playoff basketball in Sacramento. A shame to see some of the best fans in the NBA not be a part of the postseason.
And it's a great point, Kevin. Now, 9 straight years where the Kings have failed to make the postseason. 29-win seasons aren't going to get you very far when you're battling in the West.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And, you know, you mentioned the 9 straight years without a playoff appearance for the Kings. Their last trip was in 2006. And since then, they've been rebuilding. That's the second longest playoff drought in the NBA.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Young's checked in. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. And here's Russell. Moves back up. Got a hand on it. Feeds it to Bellinelli. Drops in the tray.
Well, if the Kings do make it back to the playoffs, you know they'll be dangerous. Their fans have been through so much the last few seasons. They really deserve to see a team in postseason contention.
Takes a 3. Here's Kufis. Second change shot, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard, and the shot will go long. Hey, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Kings?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Boy, Hibbert's checked in for Brandon Bass. Young with no one around. Hits the three-point bomb. Young's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Collison kicks to Cauley-Stein. So picking up the assist.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish. And former Coach of the Year George Karl making his way back into the league last season. Teams picked him up halfway through the year to kind of stabilize their coaching situation.
Williams, he's checked in for Brown. The Kings leading. Now Collison. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And, guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep getting... Can you believe that? Did we really just see that?
Oh, my gosh. They must have been practicing that move. They had to be.
A monster dunk served up cold.
Bellinelli with the three. And it's Russell with the rebound.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. Some changes for the Lakers. Julius Randle comes in for Larry Nance. And Kobe is subbed in for Young. Sacramento also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Kukas. Caspi comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Darren Collison. And finished off by Anderson.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly. I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Here's Caspi. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And you can sense the momentum really starting to swing their way.
Yeah, they're taking charge here. I mean, there's no question about it, Greg. And the lead, I think, is just going to continue to grow.
We need to be more physical on the offensive end. Let's crash the glass, but be smart. We need to limit their easy baskets, so get back on D.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out. And sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
And so the ball out of bounds. Hibbert touched it last.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Just 4 seconds left to play in the first half. Here's Bellinelli, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. And we finished one.
Kevin, thank you, Roy. I know you have just a...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
27. Your safety is our #1 concern.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. They had some very nice stretches of play in the second quarter at both ends of the floor and got out to a well-deserved 8-point lead by halftime. Shaq, how did you think the Kings were playing?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. And it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. Cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
And, you know, guys, Marco Bellinelli really hit his stride 2 seasons ago. He was way up across the board as a shooter and assist man. Even his rebounding had improved over his career averages. But then last year, he took a bit of a step back.
On the court for Sacramento, Stein is out there with Caspi. Then it's McLemore, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Cousins in at the center, filling out the middle.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
Here's Rondo and Hibbert with the block. The bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Here's Kobe. Talking about Bellinelli, he won the NBA three-point shootout back in 2014. Like he'd perfected his stroke. That gave him, Greg, confidence in every other part of his game.
And talent is one thing, but the confidence truly does trump almost everything else. And he just didn't seem to have it last season. But he has that craftiness and high-level skill set to really bounce back this year and prove that he's the real deal.
Rondo kicks to Stein. That's good. Stein's got the lead up to 10 now for the Kings.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight.
I don't want us taking shots with hands in our faces. Move the ball. Move the ball. Spread their defense and get our shooters some clean looks. Tighten up.
Games had 6 steals in the closeout game that gave Boston its 17th championship. Remember that back in 2008 for Coach Doc Rivers.
I really do. And after that Boston win in the series against the Lakers, Phil Jackson called Rondo the star of Game 6. Everyone had always talked about the big 3 in Boston. That year, it was the big 4.
Hibbert, and that one is hammered home.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that. Pretty one-handed play.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Nancy's checked in for Hibbert, and it's Brown in for Kobe. Kufis checked in for Sacramento. Collison comes in for Rajon Rondo. Outside Collison. Back to Cousins. That falls. Great assist by Darren Collison. Collison's got 3 assists in the game.
And, you know, guys, on the topic of Rondo, you look at his playoff career now. I mean, in 2009, he averaged nearly a triple-double in the postseason. I mean, this guy has great instincts, but he has to have the ball to orchestrate the way he's most effective.
Pass to Cousins. Shot clock at 5. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And now it's a 12-point Kings lead. Williams kicks to Nance. Good. Nance has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And going back to what we were saying, what you hope with Rondo is that he can get back to his full level of confidence. He tore the ACL in 13. He was traded in 14. Lost his way a little bit. But he's still young enough to have several really good years in front of him.
Cousins, the pass to Caspi. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. And stolen by Kufis. And here we go. Cousins heading to the hoop.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really, a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Collison with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And Cousins throws it down.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise he'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Outside Collison. It's Kufis atop the key. Caspi for 3. No luck. And the Lakers take it the other way. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. For the 3. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Now here's Collison. He's covered by Clarkson. A drive by Collison. Stolen by Clarkson. Nance. That misses. Would have caught it had it gone in. And here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Kings lead by 12. And we'll have the start of the 4th quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the 4th quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Lakers trail by 12. They've got Bryant. Brandon Bass is out there with Roy Hibbert. Then it's Russell. And it's Clarkson in at the 1. That's the Laker 5.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And that one's good. Cousins. Cousins has got the lead up to 14 now for Sacramento.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Caspi for 3. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Clarkson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for the Kings. Sacramento with the ball. 17-point lead, their biggest. Takes it from 10. Another shot. Nice D by Kobe.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Shot's good by Clarkson.
The easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Kings leading now by 15. Now here's Rondo. Out to the wing. McLemore inside the line. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And the Lakers call time here.
And, you know, Rondo, a strange year shooting the ball last season. For a good stretch, he was shooting the same from the free throw line as he was from three-point range, about 30%.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Well, you were talking about Rondo, and his shooting woes have been well documented. Clark, he tried to tap into Dirk's old shooting coach to help him out while in Dallas.
You know, a good portion of this might be mental at this point for Rondo. He is getting to the point in his career where I think it is what it is for him in regards to his shooting.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Kings leading now by 19 points. He dishes it to Cousins. He kicks to Casper. Good ball movement here by the Kings. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
Pass to Caspi from deep. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got his 7th assist here tonight. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Kings.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Sacramento.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today, you know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for DeMarcus Cousins. And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds. And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Brown is checked in for Los Angeles. Young comes in for Clarkson. A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Quincy Azee's checked in for Cousins. Bellinelli comes in for Caspi. James Anderson, he's checked in for Ben McLemore. And Curry subbed in for Rajon Rondo.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And Bellinelli kicks to Anderson. Over to the left wing. Curry with a wide open look. Knocks down the 3 ball.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Here's Bellinelli. No good there. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think,